you know you're not going to pack any snow, right? When it's snowing, you want to cry because the next morning you're going to shovel snow out of your driveway to be able to drive out to work. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Saadatu and this is Saadatu's Daily. So today we're going to be talking about something very important, which is comparing the townhouse and apartment buildings. So in this case we're going to be talking about renting. We're not talking about buying, we're talking about renting because that's the level we're at right now. Very soon we're going to be upgrading to buying our own house.
I can say amen.
All right, so we have a lot of people coming into the country. A lot of people have landed, thinking of what kind of house to rent and all that. So we're doing this comparison with the assumption that the housing issue in Canada is not there. In fact, as it is right now, if you get a trailer house from where you're coming from to rent at this moment, you will be so happy. But let us just assume that you have a choice. You have two choices. You have a townhouse and you have an apartment. So I'm going to be putting a picture of a townhouse here and a picture of an apartment here, something for you to relate with here, because I know most people are yet to land. I'm making this video for people that are yet to land Canada. You know, I talk more about immigration, but also I'm going to be talking to people that already landed, because me myself, so I'm talking to myself, like, because when I saw people's videos of how much they spend in their houses, people that stay in apartment, they spend like 50% of what we spend in townhouses. Yeah, and I'm surprised. So if you are already here and you're in a townhouse, for example, you may want to look at going into an apartment, or if you're in an apartment, you may want to look into going into a townhouse instead of renewing your rent. Yeah, so that's the essence of this video. So if it's something you really like, please carry your juice, take your water, and get ready to comment in the comment section, because it's going to be interactive. Yeah. So we're going to be talking of 15 points, and for each point we're going to be saying which one wins in each category, the apartment or the townhouse. So it's going to be like a game, and I want you guys to please comment, please like this video. The essence of liking this video is that it's going to, for each like, it's going to share the video to other people, so whenever they open their YouTube, they see my video, like, it's going to be recommended to them to watch. But if there's no like, it's going to tell YouTube, like, people don't like this video. Yeah, they don't like it, so we're not going to give them to watch. So please like this video and make sure you comment. You watching, you're either staying in an apartment, or you're staying in a townhouse, or you're staying in a condo, or you're staying in a trailer house. Yeah, so please comment and let us know what you feel about it. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about neighbors. So people that live in apartment houses tend to always interact or get to meet one or two neighbors, at least one or two neighbors in a day if you leave your house. Like, if you want to leave your house to just go downstairs or to go do your laundry somewhere, you must meet one neighbor. And sometimes you just, even though you don't want to say hi, you just smile. So unlike when you stay in a townhouse, you're staying alone, the likelihood that you're going to see your neighbor is like is very low, depending on the time you come out of your house. Sometimes, so I stay in a townhouse, and it's detached. It's like it's there's another neighbor at the other side. Even I don't stay on an isolated townhouse. I'm going to put the picture somewhere here for you to understand what I'm saying. And I kid you not, I don't see my neighbors. I don't see them. They're a family of like 6. I don't even know how many they are. It's just here. They're a family of 5 or 6. And when I go out to go to work, come back home, the likelihood I see them is very low. And because of they have a dog, so sometimes they walk the dog. That's what makes me to see them. So I'm assuming they don't have that. I don't even know I have neighbors. So sometimes when they're opening their garage, yeah, I hear the noise. But that's it. That's just it. So, but when you're staying in an apartment, you tend to see your neighbors when they are coming home, when you're leaving home. You tend to see them when you're going out. You get to see one of them opening the door, closing the door. And if the neighbor has kids, you get to interact with the kids once in a while. If they have pets, when they're going to walk their pet, you tend to see them. So, in that case, if you're living in an apartment, you can't avoid having small talks. little talk, little gossips, and sometimes it helps. It really helps because, like, I have a friend. I have she's a YouTuber. She's a friend that talks about. She has small kids, so whenever she's going out or so, either the other family comes to drop their kids with her, or she drops her kids with them and go out, go grocery shopping and all that. So you tend to interact more with your neighbors, with people, when you live in an apartment. So in terms of, if you want to have neighbors, if you want to interact with neighbors or you don't want to interact with neighbors, I think in this case the apartment house has it. Yeah, they have it. Secondly, we're going to be talking about space. I have visited people in apartments and I stay in a townhouse. The space in most apartment houses are very, very small. The bedrooms, the sitting room, the kitchen area, they are very, very small. Just small. Unlike when you stay in a townhouse, you have large spaces, your bedrooms are large. There are some exceptions, but I'm talking of majority of townhouses and majority of apartments. You tend to get more space in a townhouse. So now, though there's some most townhouses are like duplexes. You have those with basements and all that, but you find out in most apartments it's just like a bungalow style. Everything is on one floor. But there's some apartments that actually have duplexes. I have one close to my house. It's a duplex. The apartment is duplexes, but it's apartment style. That one is like advanced apartment. But most of the apartment where you see you see like 10 houses on a row, 10 facing you, 10 at this side. Upstairs maybe they'll have 5 floors, 6 floors, 30 floors and all that. So those ones tend to have small spaces, very, very minute spaces. So if you are a kind of person that likes space, then you don't want to stay in an apartment because you just feel clogged. Especially in you have kids, a family of 5, a family of 4, you just tend to feel like you are packed in one space, So if in terms of space, then the townhouse, they have it when you were talking about space in housing. The third one we're going to be talking is amenities. For amenities, without even saying it, without even talking, I know you guys know that for the amenities, the apartments have it. Yeah, amenities in terms of gym, in terms of walking trails, sitting areas, some even have swimming pools. Yeah, some advanced modern apartments have swimming pools which they share with their neighbors and all that. So when you're in a townhouse, if you don't have a basement where you buy your gym equipment on your own, you have to go register with a gym. But most people that live in apartment have 1 or 2 amenities. Like I visited some that I wanted to visit a friend in an apartment, and we're supposed to shoot a video together in Winnipeg, and she was like, her house is, you can't do the video in her house, we're going to do it in their sitting area for the apartment. She even showed me a picture that they have different chairs, different sections in the sitting area to receive guests. If you don't want your guests to come upstairs, or maybe you want to just chill out with your family, you come downstairs. So you have those kind of amenities. You have collective gyms, even though they kind of infuse the fees for all those little amenities in your rent, but you don't get those luxuries in a townhouse, except if you deliberately do it yourself. So except if you're super rich, you build your house, you have your swimming pool, and you have your functional gym. Yeah, so in terms of amenities, then the apartment have it. No argument on that. Yeah, so the third one we're going to be talking about is costs. So this cost has to do with rent, it has to do with maintenance, but let us just structure it down to rent. So for Manitoba, from what I've seen, apartments cost less than when you live in a townhouse. Of course, it's just it's no brainer, because for the apartments, it's smaller areas, just smaller spaces. But for the townhouse, you have bigger spaces, that you have bigger square foot, so you understand that you're paying for. So the rent mostly is more when you talk of townhouses. So My house, I pay 1,400 monthly, and then there's some apartments that you see them paying $1,050, $1,050, 950, yeah, for the same 3 bedroom. But there are also some that can have another family friend in an apartment and he's paying 1,250, so it's just 150 different from mine. So averagely, the apartment costs less compared to the townhouses here. So in this category for costs, the apartment have it. You tend to save more for apartment houses here. So I'm going to be talking about parking areas and payment for parking. So in this case, the apartment have it. They pay for parking. So no, they don't have it. What I'm trying to say is, like, when you're in a townhouse, you have your driveway. So like in my driveway, I can park 2 cars, I can park 4 cars if we deliberately want to park well. There's some people that have bigger park driveways. Then even in front of my house, I can park on the road. For now, my parking, there's no sign to say no parking on the road in front of my house. There's a new area, but you have some places that say no, you can't park on the road, you only park in the driveway. But when you come to apartments, most times they give you 1 slot or they give you 2 slots for your house, for your apartments. So you have an apartment where you have like maybe 300 people staying there, and then maybe 300 houses. Then each house they'll give you 1 slot downstairs in the parking area. They'll give you a particular number. Okay, your apartment is house 210. Your parking area, the number of your parking area downstairs, which has been marked, is parking space 30. Some have 2 spaces, some have just 1. So if you have 2 cars, you know how to park on your space. So in this case, when you have visitors, you have to already tell your visitor that when you come, look for parking space 30 to park. Because if you go and park somewhere else, you're already blocking somebody's space. Just last weekend, we went to visit a lady in Winnipeg that just came in from Nigeria, and when we got there, the whole parking space was filled up. So we just felt, we're not going to stay long. We just want to say hello to her. I want to give her some stuff and collect some stuff she brought from us from Nigeria. And my husband just, okay, let's just park in this place. We found an empty space. My dear, by the time we were going to come back, the owner of that space blocked us. The owner of that space parked in such a way that we cannot carry our car, and we had no idea which house that car was. And that lady went to visit is just new. She was just barely 2 days in the apartment, so she didn't know who to call and all. So she had to call the manager of the apartment. Call the manager. It was on the weekend. The manager was not working. He was like, okay, he's going to call what number. So they had to do a lot of question, and then before we spent like 30 minutes, and then the manager could not even figure out who the person was, or could not even reach who the person was. The lady just came out on her own to just check that. Are these people out? And then we saw her, we're like, oh, I'm sorry, I apologized to her, and she also apologized, and then she moved her car, and then we left. So aside that, people in apartment pay for parking. They pay for parking space. Sometimes it's infused into their house rents. So most times they pay for parking. But when you're in a townhouse, you don't pay for parking because they already have parking areas. So in this case, the people living in townhouses, they have a point for parking because they don't pay for it. They have enough parking spaces and all that. Let me check if my camera is recording. Yes, it's park. It's no park. Oh my god, why did I stand up? Yes, it's recording. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the structures. So now, I'm a lover of nature. I love to watch sunset. I love to watch sunrise. That's when I'm not working, of course. I love to view outside because the views are always really, really like beautiful. Just naturally and all that. So when you're living in apartments, most apartments have balconies because they are one side of the houses inside, one side of the houses outside, so most apartments, depending on the particular house the particular apartment you're renting, they have balconies. You can sit there with your kids, you can take your coffee, you can take your drinks to just watch your surroundings and all that. You can watch sunrise, sunsets. But when you're living in a townhouse, you don't get that luxury. When it comes to balcony, you don't get that luxury. I'm just trying to figure out some people's houses that are in townhouses. Do they have balconies? No, we don't have balconies. Most townhouses don't have balcony. You guys in townhouses, do you have balconies? Do you have balcony in your house? Let's know. So in this case, for balconies, I'm a lover of balcony. That's why I'm keeping it here. Like I'm bringing it as a point here. I've always told my husband, like, when we're going to build our house, I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know how on earth we're going to do it, but I want our house to have a balcony either on the top floor. Anyhow, if the balcony is going to be leading to my bedroom or how, I don't know how we're going to do it, but I want our house to have a balcony. So in this case, apartment houses have it for balconies in terms of structure and all that. So we're going to be talking about the backyard. So now, if you're a lover of nature, there's nobody that doesn't really love nature. Townhouses have they have balconies. Townhouses mostly have backyards that are covered. You can play with your kids, you can do your barbecue, you can sit out with your friends, you can, when it's summer, you can really enjoy it, you can dry your clothes if you don't want to use the dryer. But in apartments, you don't have that luxury most times because you're just renting a particular small space, so you don't get to enjoy that. So in this case, the townhouse have it when it comes to backyards. Yeah, we're going to be talking about garages. How do they pronounce it? Garage. So some apartments actually have garages built maybe underneath, or they have underground garages. Am I mistaking garage and parking spaces now? So talking about garage, most townhouses have garages. So I'm a lover of garage because we tend to use it to store stuff. We tend to use it to put your freezers. Most Nigerians, we have freezers. Trust me, we have freezers to store a lot of things. You go to some people's garages and you think they are selling cold room. They have a cold room. You tend to park your cars. And the sweetest part of it is that most of the garages are heated. So you can avoid, if you are in a townhouse, you can avoid the winter touching you, can avoid cold touching your skin on a particular time day. Maybe if you want to go to work from inside your sitting room, you open the door, you go into your heated garage, your car is heated, there's no snow, there's no anything on your car. You go in, you drive to work, and you enter your office, which is warm, of course. But when it comes to apartments, you don't have the luxury of a garage. All your cars are parked outside in the parking slot. That's if it's not underground garage or something. Your cars are there. Early in the morning, you have to go plug in your cars. Overnight, not even early in the morning. Overnight to plug in your cars for the engine oil not to freeze up and all that during winter. So your garages are usually, you don't have garages, you park outside. But in most townhouses have heated garages. So in terms of garage, then the townhouse have it. So talking of maintenance, so we're going to talk of maintenance in two ways. So now when it comes to maintenance in a townhouse, you're on your own. You maintain your house. Even when you're renting, that sometimes you have to inform the landlord, but most times you tend to do your maintenance on your own. So maintenance in terms of the heater is not working well, your garage door is bad, your key, you locked out your key or something. Sometimes you escalate to the landlord, but most times on your own. When it comes to apartments, you have a manager of the apartment. Most times the manager even lives in the apartment. So you inform the manager brings in the people that come to do the work, come to fix one or two things. You only just inform them. Sometimes they charge you, sometimes it's charged on the apartment and all that. for the apartment, you just have to clean your own house. You just have to clean your own apartment. When it comes to cleaning of the environment, it is on the apartment. When they just clean it, and that's all. They talk of, when you talk of snow cleaning, that's going to be another point. That one is on the apartment. In the morning, when you want to go to work as early as 6:30 a.m., you hear the snow removal vehicle, I don't know what they call it, clearing snow in the apartment, clearing snow in the parking areas. The only just to get into your car and drive out. But when you are in a townhouse, it's a different ballgame entirely, because you have to maintain everything. You have to clean your environment, you have to plant your flowers, you have to water your flowers, you have to weed your lawns. In this case, I give it to people in the apartment because they don't do any of that. And it is even better for a newcomer to start from an apartment, to gather yourself, because when you come to your house and you have to start doing all those things, it can be so overwhelming. So for the maintenance in this aspect, we give it to the apartment. The other steps of maintenance we're talking about is where your house is not the one that is being maintained. Your house is not the one worked on. There's an issue maybe with your neighbor. The heater is not working, they're fixing the door or something, and then it's affecting you in your own house. Or maybe when they are doing fire alarm drill, because once in a while they need to check to see that the fire alarm is working, it affects you. Neighbors and all that, they're working on your neighbor's house, or working on this first floor, they're working on the floor below you. You will feel it that something is going on in this apartment, those disturbance and all that. But if you're in a townhouse and you're doing maintenance to your house, everybody knows that yes, we're going to do maintenance on our house. You are aware. Unlike when you decide that, oh, this Saturday is going to be a lazy Saturday, I'm not going to be doing anything, and then you start hearing noise, or you start hearing boom 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 boom. It can be so overwhelming. So in this case, I give it to townhouse. So, talking about snow, I'm coming back to snow issue. Oh my goodness. So, if you're living in an apartment, when it's snowing, you can stay in your window, taking your coffee, and be watching the snow dropping. You can see the landscape. You know you're not going to pack any snow, right? But when you live in a townhouse, when it's snowing, you want to cry, because the next morning you're going to shovel snow out of your driveway to be able to drive out to work. The snow removal whatever vehicle will come and clear the main road in front of your house, but the one that leads into your own house, the driveway, will be full of snow. You have to shovel it out. You need to pack it. I'm going to put videos of myself shoveling snow. Most times my husband that does it, but sometimes I help him, and all the time he was not around and I had to go to work. In fact, I did not even think of that. I was just dressing up, hurrying up to go to work, and when I wanted to go and warm the car, I just saw snow. Oh God, I have to pack the snow. I just had to text my colleague that I'm running late, I have to pack snow, and I had to pack snow alone. Before my kids had gone to school that day, I had to pack those snow. When it has to do with snow removal, I gave it to those in apartment. You people don't know what the Lord has done for you. You don't know what the Lord has done for you. You just come downstairs and you see they've packed the snow, you just reverse your car and you zoom out. It doesn't happen in a townhouse. So in that case, I give it to the apartment. So, noise. When it comes to noise and you're in an apartment, you need to give yourself another second level of patience, because you're going to get noise, not from your house but from your neighbors, especially when you have neighbors that have kids, and you have kids. You should know you're a disturbance to your neighbors, either downstairs, mostly downstairs, or the ones at the side, because the walls tend to be very, very thin. You know the houses here is made of wood, so imagine the wall is even thin. Your son is hitting the wall, boom 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 boom, the neighbor is hearing, or they're stamping their feet, gung 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 gung, your neighbor is hearing it. This house is a duplex. My room is just here, my kids' room is up here. But I had to warn them when doing this video, because you people be hearing noise. That is me in a duplex. So not to talk of apartments, So you just have to be patient if you have children that are noisy, or you have neighbors that have kids. Also, if you have a neighbor that is loud, they like listening to loud music, and you are the quiet type, your name is sorry, you have to bear the noise. If you have people that like throwing parties every weekend, maybe you are living with students, you are living with single guys, single ladies, and all that, or the ones that come home drunk in the night, they mistakenly come and open your door, they want to open your door thinking it's their door because they are drunk, you're on your own. But when you're living in a townhouse, no noise. The only noise you hear is your own noise. Everywhere is quiet, everywhere is serene. The walls are usually insulated. Even when your kids are screaming in the next room, most times you don't hear them. Sometimes my husband is calling the kids from our room and their room door is locked, they won't hear you. You don't have any noise from your neighbor. Even when your neighbor is mowing their lawn, you don't tend to hear it most times, except if you open your window or you see, but you won't hear any noise. Cars passing, you won't tend to hear that. But when you're in an apartment, get ready for noise. So in this case, I give it to townhouse. Townhouse have it. So the next point is laundry. I'm bringing out laundry. Laundry is supposed to be part of amenities, but I'm bringing it out separately. I can't imagine myself giving myself time to do my laundry. I cannot. So yes, I do my laundries weekend, Saturday / Sunday. I say Saturday / Sunday because I take my time. So after I have the laundry in the laundry room, I separate them based on colors and all that, and then I start my laundry. I may start Saturday morning and I'll finish Sunday night. I take my time like that. So I load the washer with the first set. I go around doing my thing. I remember I'm doing laundry, I go pack it from the washer, I load it to the dryer, I put the other set in the washer, I go do my thing. I may slip off and forget that. Then in the morning, on Sunday morning, I go remove the ones from the dryer, then I bring the ones from the washer and load it again to the dryer. And then on Sunday night, we all sit down to sort out the clothes, arrange it to the wardrobes, hang what we will have to hang, and everybody rest. This doesn't happen when you're in an apartment. Most apartments share laundry, and the laundry is on a different floor entirely. And they have time. They have time to do their laundry. So sometimes they'll tell you, okay, for example, from 8 p.m. you can do your laundry. Or from 10 p.m. you can do your laundry. Or you have designated time that, okay, everybody should do it, and you make sure you do it at that time. So if you're in an apartment that you're in the 8th floor, the laundry is on the 6th floor, you pack your laundry, you go to the elevator, you go down or you go up, depending where the laundry is, you now start doing your laundry. You make sure you do it at that particular time. It's stressful. I can't even imagine myself doing that. I may decide to do my laundry anytime I want to, depending on how plenty it is. I may decide, this weekend the clothes are not much, I'm not going to do it this weekend, I'm going to do it next weekend. But you don't have that luxury when you're in an apartment. There are few apartments that have inbuilt laundries in each houses, but that has to be like a modern apartment. Most apartments share laundry, and you have to pay, you have to put coins, you have to do this, you have to do that. So when it comes to and then you have to, severe cases, you tend to forget something in the laundry, or when you want to do laundry, you see your neighbor's item, and then oh no, I don't even want to think about that. Though sometimes, looking at the bright side, sometimes you may be doing laundry with your neighbor and you guys will be gisting, but I don't feel like I want to gist with anybody. Not every time, sometimes you just want to be on your own, you just want to think of life by yourself, and then you go down and then you meet a chatty neighbor and you don't want to chat. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody today. So when it comes to laundry, I give it to those in the townhouse. You have it, you got it. Oh, garbage disposal. So in this case, there's always particular day that the garbage disposal van comes to pick out the garbage on your street or in your area. So when it's maybe Monday morning, they come to pick it up. On Sunday, you guys gather your trash, gather everything, you segment it, put one for the recycle, the other one the normal garbage, you put it outside of your house. That's for apartments, those in townhouse. And then in the morning they come pick it up and go. But when you are in apartments, you don't have any business with that. So you you take your trash. Of course you have to still take it down, but you don't have to like monitor the day, which day is it exactly that I'm going to pack trash, which day. So every apartment have their designated area for putting the garbage. You can put it anytime. Tell your child, hey, put it down, take the trash out, put it, and then you don't even know the day they come to pack it. You don't care, you don't know. So this is a point, because in townhouse, every month the day changes. Like we're in December right now, and now we do it every Monday. Every Monday the garbage truck comes to pick your trash. If you miss it till next week, so you have to look for a place to hide it, maybe in your backyard or put it somewhere. So when it is summer, it is worse because your garbage will decompose easily. But when it is winter, you put it in the snow, nothing happens to it. But you still have to find the area where you keep it when you miss that day. So you don't want a situation whereby you miss it. So you want a situation whereby you can just take your trash down anytime and you know it will be taken care of. So in terms of garbage disposal, I give it to those in the apartments. I don't like knowing the exact date or knowing that I missed it. It's when I start hearing the noise of the garbage truck, I'll be like, trash, let's pack trash, and and they will take it out for them to pick. And once they go, that's all. If they pass your streets and they pick other people's zone, and then you think when they're coming by they see your own, they'll pick it. No, they're gone till next week. You've missed it. So in terms of that, I give it to those in the apartment. And then lastly, before I talk about the last one, have you liked this video? Do you want us to have issues? Please just click that like button. It won't take you anything. Have you? Just like it. You're yet to like it. Okay, thank you. So the last one is pets. If you're a lover of pets, then you want to really take your time in getting a house, because most times you can only have your pets in townhouses. And even those townhouses safe, you need to be very, very lucky, because most times when you are signing a lease, in the agreement the landlord will tell you no pets. Not even talk about apartments. It's harder to have pets in apartments, so it's easier for you to keep a pet in a townhouse. Dogs, cats, most especially the main common pets. In apartments, I don't know how it's going to be done. Yeah, people do. People have pets, but it is much more convenient when you're in a townhouse. Yeah, in terms of the structure of the house, So for pets, those in townhouse have it. So I hope you liked this video, and I hope it has been informative and interesting. If it was, please make sure to share this video and to like it. See you in my next video. Bye.